This is a song about prejudice and the language of prejudice and the power of the language of prejudice. It's called Prejudice.
Living in America is constant prejudice. It's part of the environment, it's part of the history, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon. And my take on it, how I deal with it, you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself. And I think part of the problem why we have problems organizing as a community is because we've been victims of prejudice, and a lot of that spills over into us not liking each other, not dealing with each other, and a lot of stress. And a lot of it is economics too. And then I think also as people of African descent, we've got to be very realistic. It's not about somebody else liking you, it's about what you're going to do for your own people and for yourself and for your community. It's about building community rather than with whatever we got, you know, because we've created before. We've had great renaissance before.
Yes.
So I can't figure out what's stopping us from creating another renaissance.
Right.
I mean, we created a renaissance during the Depression. So hopefully that we will wake up and realize it ain't about nobody but us. It's just only what we can do. And I don't think we are a product of, we shouldn't see ourselves as a product of racism, because we're more than that.
Yeah.
We're a culture, we're spirit. And when we just get caught in that box of being a reaction to somebody, to what somebody else do, then we're stuck.
In our modern free-spoken society, there is a word that we still hold taboo. A word with a terrible history of being used to abuse, oppress and subdue. Just 6 seemingly harmless letters arranged in a way that will form a word with more power than the pieces of metal that are forged to make swords. A couple of G's, an R and an E, an I and an N. Just 6 little letters, all jumbled together, have caused damage that we may never mend. And it's important that we all respect that if these people should happen to choose to reclaim the word as their own, it doesn't mean the rest of you have a right to its use. So never underestimate the power that language imparts. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can break hearts.
There's sometimes when I go other places that I have to deal with a lot of different prejudices.
I try not to be prejudiced. I'm very open-minded myself.
I don't bite my tongue. I speak the truth.
Yeah. So you find that to be a prejudice because you outspoken.
Yes.
And people can't handle that.
I have nothing against no Jews. I love Jews. And I love the human nature.
Yeah.
Christians, and I'm a Christian too. I'm a Christian Arab.
Okay.
But what I want is, and back home where my parents live, is peace. You know, whatever that means.
I am clearly prejudiced against authority, and I'm prejudiced against police officers. I don't believe why should you carry a gun to bring order.
I never thought about that, but go ahead.
To bring order into a community.
Before, I used to be very obese, so I used to have to deal with a lot of people judging me about my obesity. But you know, I've overcome that, so I've learned how to deal with my past and not think about it as much. So I've been able to move on.
So have you ever experienced any type of prejudice in?
Yes, in the field. Like I'm an interior designer and architect, but when I go to showrooms, people never take me seriously because I look super young. So they always give me like a bad attitude, trying to get me away because I look like a student, which I'm not.
Right.
So that's my problem.
I experienced prejudice when I was in my country, the Dominican Republic. I was wearing a cool fro, and basically the brothers were telling me I should curl my hair. That who do I think I am? That you know, to control those naps down. I remember walking around with a wrap on my hair, and the brothers was like, "Who do you think you are? You think you're African?" And I said, "Listen, brother, do you know what a Dominican is? A Dominican is a mixture of African, Indian, Taino, Arawak, Indians, and a little bit of Spanish. So the more you talk, brother, the more you let me know you haven't read a book. So in reality, you're not dissing me, man. You're dissing you. So that's my experience with prejudice."
The other day, it was actually yesterday, I went to a bar just to be with my boyfriend, having a good time. And there was this woman on the side, started talking about, first she said she was a Jew killer.
She said she was a Jew killer.
A Jew killer. And she was talking that about, not only Jews, there was different classes of people. She was talking about African Americans, she was cursing out. This part is a mix of different flavors, different people, different
Yes.
religions, and I felt so hurt. So I had to say something, and I said, "You know what? I'm Jewish." Right there. And she said to me, "Oh," and she's shocked because the guy she was talking to, was Jewish too, but she didn't know.
She didn't know.
And he said, "Wow, you're the first person who would actually say something."
Wow.
And I said, "You know what? It's not right."
When I was like 21, 22, I was a stockbroker down on Wall Street.
Wow.
And when I was on the phone, you know, I'd be talking to, you know, men in their 40s, business owners, and they could just sense through my voice that I was young. And even though I knew what I was talking about, I knew the fundamentals and technicals, I knew a lot more than the people that I was working for and working with. They would always, no matter how I explained it or what I said, they would always at the end of the conversation be like, "Okay, let me talk to your boss," or they would never want to trade with me. They would never want to deal or interact with me solely based on my age, on what they could only tell from the phone too. And they would always ask, usually almost in every conversation, "How old are you?"
Right.
You know, you sound like you're 18.
Yeah.
When my age should really have nothing to do with it.
So pretty much whereas what someone's capable of has nothing to do with them being, you know, it has nothing to do with their age, which was kind of narrow-minded and simple.
Very. Even though I knew, you know, the information and the knowledge about a company, and I knew all this stuff.
Yeah.
Even if they believed me and wanted to deal with me and liked what they heard, they would still.
They couldn't get past the age.
And let me talk to your boss. Let me deal with someone older.
Is a huge pillar of this system.
Right.
So, ridding the world of something as horrible as white supremacy, it requires revolution.
How are you?
Right.
I'm doing a documentary on prejudice in America, and I would just like your opinion and your idea of what you think, what is your idea of prejudice. Can I suggest somebody else? I have somebody in mind. Okay.
My life was...
Well, they told me to come over here and talk to you.
Typical what life is like for, you know, for the oppressed.
Okay.
It was, you know, early. That's what my life was about early. Was, you know, a lot of it could be characterized by eluding and combating.
We're doing a documentary, and we told
you know, doing like the same thing, like being like killed by them or what have you. A lot of like, you know, just you know, terror, brutality. You know, when the cops hit the scene, it was something like they were speaking to my every feeling. Young girls, young guys used to come there with pencils. Young girls, 15, 16 years old.
The other thing is, your friend Charles here says that you guys should get tickets to this film next week. Right. You gonna come? Yes. He wants you to buy them. Okay. Okay, I have to go run to the bank then. We have a credit card machine. Okay, but I have my debit card upstairs. You know, this is Harlem. I can't carry money with me. Alright. So, we have a... Anyway, what do you want to ask? Well, I want to ask you of your idea of prejudice in America and what things need to be changed in America as far as prejudice. Well, I was telling my friend that there's prejudice. You know, if somebody doesn't like other kinds of people or they have hang-ups about different kinds of people. But in America, there is, I just have to say, white supremacy, racism, the cornerstone and foundation of this country. This country was founded on slavery, it was founded on white supremacy, had 100 years of Jim Crow, KKK, racist terror, lynchings, all of it. And then people fought, people gave their lives to dismantle that. White and black people came together to do that, but black people were at the core of that. And here we are now, we have the new Jim Crow. We have police brutality, police terror, we have racist vigilantes like George Zimmerman, killed Trayvon Martin, and you have a slow genocide of mass incarceration. And so to me, the issue is not simply prejudice as an attitude in people's heads, although those things people change, but this system has actually codified the oppression of whole people. Black people, Latino people, oppression of women by men. They're not just, they are ideas in people's heads, they affect attitudes, but they have the backing of the state. They have the backing of the culture. They have the backing of the ruling structures. And so what I think it's going to take an actual revolution. We've seen through generations of struggle and sacrifice, this system will not be reformed. It might make some cosmetic changes, but its fundamental nature remains. And we need a real revolution aimed at breaking all of these chains, at the emancipation of humanity, at the communist revolution. That's why we're out here with this film. CA speaks, revolution, nothing less. Bob Avakian, CA, is the leader of this revolution. He actually is somebody who came forward very much through and influenced by the struggles of black people for their liberation, particularly the Black Panther Party. But he also